And we're live. Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven.
I'm Jordan.
And today we're drinking Basil Hayden's.
Mostly.
And I'll be honest, not really super excited about it. I mean, I kind of am, but also kind of not.
I mean, these are just a couple of bottles that I just had sitting around. And Steven and I were talking about a good potential I guess topic for tonight and
live stream.
Yeah. And so, this is what we went with. Sorry, I'm on my phone, but it's actually for this. So
no worries, man.
I'm trying to pull up YouTube so I can post the
Sugar Kitty in the house.
the
Cheers.
details.
How are you doing, Sugar Kitty? Yeah, and I also shouldn't say like I'm not excited, because I am excited to like see if I actually do like a Basil Hayden's. But like I haven't actually seriously thought about Basil Hayden since like 4 or 5 years ago.
That's been
when
a minute.
I first was like getting into whiskey. That's kind of when I was like, ooh, let's try some Basil Hayden's. I think I bought like one bottle and I was like, this is pretty good. But then by the time I finished that bottle, I was already on to like Elijah Craig, and then that kind of just started spiraling from there. Basil Hayden more like not very good. Yeah, and that's all I've heard. So like it's like
what I'll say is I'm a huge fan of the toast. So I'm pretty excited about that tonight.
You got all sorts of little okay, I see what you're doing. Sorry to cut you off. Carry on.
All good. So that's one that I really do enjoy. And then tonight I'm going to try to be a little bit better about, I want to say documenting or sharing exactly what it is that we're drinking. And so we're starting off with Suntory, how do you say it? Toki, maybe?
Toki? Yeah. From the house of, we're doing a low proof Beam Suntory night. I guess that's a great way to describe what we're drinking.
Yeah. And so
I'm actually kind of enjoying this, not gonna lie.
we have a long night ahead of us, buddy, because even after this, I'm making a smoked old fashioned for us. But this Suntory bottle my dad got for me quite a while ago. And so the first drink I made with it was a highball, Japanese like whiskey highball. And for those of you that aren't familiar with it, it's just a bunch of ice, and it's like a very summery drink. So, you essentially just squeeze out like grapefruit juice or lime juice or lemon juice, like whatever floats your boat.
Usually it's lemon juice. Yeah. I mean, at least kind of from a historical standpoint or traditional standpoint. But I mean, any citrus in theory works.
And essentially you just do the citrusy juice. And then, you use carbonated water or club soda or whatever, and a bunch of ice, and you just mix in your whiskey. It's very, very nice for a summery hot day. If you're feeling some whiskey and don't want to just, drink whiskey neat.
Yeah, this is,
it's a blend.
A blend of carefully selected. It's grainy, malty, sweet. Not much else to say about it.
No, I mean, I think it's very light.
Yeah, it's light. It's easy. It's accessible. Like, this would be a fun whiskey to use to try to get people into drinking whiskey. Like, this 100%. Is a good introductory type whiskey. Like, this falls in line with a lot of the Irish whiskeys I like, and probably like Basil Hayden's. Like, it's not out of this world incredible, but it's easy to drink. It's low proof. There's might not be too much going on in there, but what is going on there is nice. It's approachable. It's nothing to shrug your shoulders about. Yeah, it doesn't taste awful. Doesn't taste awful. It just don't taste. It tastes. At least this one does.
Yeah.
It's just not like a lot. I don't know. That's something we were actually talking about before we went live, because I've always kind of called myself like a proof snob or like proof whore. Like I really, really like proof, and I like intense in your face whiskeys, which I still very much so do, if we're being completely honest. That being said, I'm starting to get into a phase where I'm less interested in proof as much, and I'm more so just like trying to enjoy things. I'm just trying to try things and enjoy things and see what I like, see what I don't like. And sometimes I don't need a real answer for it. So I know you're a lot less interested in higher proof stuff. So I think that's also kind of helping me get into it, because when I am drinking serious, it's usually with you, and we're not trying to get too hammered.
Yeah, I think for me, you know, I just like drinking whatever tastes good. And, you know, I love trying new things. So that's why I have quite a few bottles as well. I'm huge on just trying new stuff and trying to figure out what I like, and then not leaving the possibility of something new out. You know what I mean? Like I'm always just wanting to try new stuff. So
yeah.
As long as it's whiskey, like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like I don't try beer anymore. Like it just, I'm not a beer guy.
I'll do stouts.
But no, that's definitely the one I don't do. So
yeah. That's where I'm at too. I'm less excited with trying to find just another like 115 proof MGP pick. Like I'm trying to experience new things, try new things. I don't care if it's a lower proof, if it's from a different kind of distillery. That's where I'm more so going to. There's certain things that are kind of constants and go-tos in those realms. So for me, I'll always gravitate towards, you know, like an MGP pick from Doc Swinson's, or like one of their blends, or like a barrel one. So like those are constants.
Yeah,
those are good go-tos. And like obviously a lot of the like heritage Kentucky distilleries, like I have my go-tos for those. But as far as like when I'm looking for a new bottle, I'm less interested in trying to find something that's another, like, I used to approach it saying is like, I know what I like, so I'm going to look for a bottle that's like what I like. Now I'm looking for a bottle that's different and isn't something I'm fully aware of. So I'm really liking different kinds of picks from weird brands and different, kinds of whiskeys, mostly single malts, which is fun. That's what I love.
What? Here? Did I bring the Indian one over for you to do a video on?
Indian. Oh, the Indian. Yeah. That's here.
Okay. Yeah. So that'll be a fun, new, interesting thing to try. Yeah. But yeah, this is Suntory was our starter.
Young
it's
Scotch
nice,
with
light.
extra steps. Yeah. Young Scotch with it's fine.
Mm-hmm. And the reason why we're doing Suntory to kick everything off, besides the fact that it's a lighter whiskey, especially from a flavor profile, is back in 2014, Suntory purchased Beam, right?
Yeah.
And so now they're like, now they're merged. Yeah, back in 20. So that's on the first.
Suntory owns Beam now. So
2014. It's now Suntory Holdings acquires Beam Inc. to create Beam Suntory.
Yeah, because they're like Beam's basically the side of Beam Suntory, like the US side of it, and Suntory is kind of the we'll call it the non-US side. So Europe, Eurasia, things of that nature. Well, let me move this down here. Unless if you want me to here, I'll move this down here and then we can move this up here. I like that much better.
Sweet.
Okay.
Do we want to?
Okay. Yeah, I do apologize, by the way. I've been relatively sick, so this week you're not seeing any content because there's nothing that's edited to drop for tomorrow either, because I just haven't gotten around to it. So we do apologize, but we'll be squared away in releasing videos probably starting Monday again if I could get my life together.
I think it helps when you're healthy and full strength, right?
Yeah, so, right. But. Jeez Louise. Can you guys hear those dogs? I'd be surprised if you couldn't.
It sounds like
that's Nate.
That's who? Nate?
Nate, yeah. He gets terrified. He's a stage 16 clinger. Oh my god.
All right, let's go ahead. Do we just want to kick it off with the first one?
Yeah. Sorry,
No, you're good.
Again, I'm still like recovering from being sick, so my mind's not all quite there. This is the first time I've drank to actually drink. Okay.
Yeah, so just at a high level, and I knew that Jim Beam was, obviously an older distillery, but I really didn't have that great of an, I guess, understanding and overall appreciation for exactly how old the distillery was, how much history and heritage it had there, and so I started like looking into it from, a date perspective. And so back in 1757, right, this is not Jim Beam specific, but the Kilbeggan Irish Whiskey Distillery was established, and it is disputed as the world's oldest and longest operating distillery. So reputed. Sorry, my apologies. And then in 1795, Jacob Beam, sells his first jug of whiskey and lays the foundation for Jim Beam Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. So, I mean, if you're looking at the dates, right, like the world's oldest, longest operating distillery was 1757, and then Jacob Beam sold his first jug in 1795. Like, there's really not that much time in between there, right?
Not in the grand scheme of things.
No. And I think for me, I have a huge appreciation of how like much they've done. Like in 2005, Jim Beam, they filled their 10th millionth barrel.
10 millionth barrel. That's ridiculous.
That's a lot, right? And so that was back in 2005. If we like, we're
what was I doing in 2005?
So
yeah,
I can't imagine how much they've produced since then. And so I think just trying to think about everything that they've done, since 95, like, it was, George Washington was still the first president of the United States. Like, that is just crazy to think about how long, like, the Beam family has just been going at it. And so I think that's like really, really cool.
I love that it's still like, they're still kind of, from a heritage perspective, it's Beam started it, and there's still like a Beam family member inside the distillery since it's been open. That's the part I like. It's kind of the heritage mixed with the family heirloom of releasing or keeping it inside the family, even though it's a giant conglomerate at this point.
Yeah, and so in 1934, Jim Beam rebuilds the family distillery after Prohibition and establishes the James B. Beam Distilling Co.
They didn't shut it down.
So, no.
There's zero chance. They're probably one of the few people who got the exception of policy
from the pharmacy,
like the medical pharmaceutical thing. By the way, here is while you're going over the history, let me see.
Post this too.
Basil Hayden's. We're getting into this. A lot of history, doesn't matter. 40% ABV, 80 proof. Do you know the recipe? Like the mash bill?
I don't off the top of my head, but it might be in here. So they started out with a higher percentage of rye.
Oh, it's a high rye bourbon?
Yeah. And yeah, that's about pretty much all.
High rye Beam juice at 80 proof. Let's get into it.
Salute, brother.
Dude, doesn't smell like much. Even
I was about to take a sip, and then you were like, "Oh yeah, let's do the nose," and I was like, "Okay, that's fine."
Yeah, not gonna lie, the Suntory a little bit more exciting to me on the nose.
Oh yeah,
because it just has it's that malty, grainy thing where this has this like light vanilla nuttiness, almost bready. My nose isn't really at the top of its game, seeing as how this is the first day this entire week that it hasn't been congested. But
It's still good.
I mean, how much does this bottle cost?
Or so if you go down to one of the later ones, that I posted.
Oh,
there you go.
Here we go. $33. I'm just gonna mentally compare this to Old Granddad 114 though. By the way, Sugar Kitty, if you're Schleimer hammered, you're right where you need to be. Own Scotch. Okay. Wounded dogs. No, can't hear them at all. Ah, sweet. I don't know if that's sarcasm.
It 110%.
100% sarcasm.
Yes.
But look, sarcasm's going over my head. Peter White, cheers, man. Nice to see you, man. Jack, by the way, nice to see you as well. It's been too long. Who's a bet with a BH flight too? Oh, no. Nah, Jordan's just came up with this. I don't mind drinking anything weird. Yeah, if you guys have some weird stuff and you want to send it in, like, we'll drink it. We'll try it. Even if you're like, dude, this is the worst whiskey I've ever had, I'll put it in my mouth at least once.
I've heard that about you.
Like, if it's bad, like I've had what's that? Chicago?
Oh, Koval.
No, not Koval.
They have one that's pretty good and then one that's not so good. Koval does.
No, Jepson's. Malort. It's like the liqueur or whatever. I think it's from Chicago or something. But I've had Malort when I was at the distillery doing bartending because what's his nuts? Zach.
Oh, yeah.
Zach was like, dude, we're taking shots of Malort tonight. And I was like, it'd be real cool if we didn't because I've only heard horror stories about it. I did it. I don't ever need to try that again. That being said.
And so Wormwood is
Wormwood, is it?
That's what Sugar Kitty just posted. Yeah, Sugar Kitty just posted. And so, I mean, if that's the case, like I think that's pretty heavy in absinthe, right? Like that's, yeah. So that's kind of what gives it its absinthe.
But I love absinthe.
I do too, but I'm really big on the spritzes. So yeah. Thank you, Peter. Yeah. So I'm originally from Illinois, and so I went on a tour of Koval. That was actually, I think, the first distillery I've ever toured, and so it was interesting. Oh, I use it all the time at work. Term. Yeah. I don't know how professional that is, but yeah.
Okay, I had no idea that it was made with warm. Either which way, like that's about one of the few things where that would have to be, if someone sent it in, that would be like a bet or something. Like we would have to be like, hey, whoever loses this bet has to drink that.
I'll drink anything.
But that's the only reason. Well, you haven't had it though.
I'll drink anything.
Okay.
Even if I've had it before, you never know.
No interest in drinking that ever again. But if I haven't had it, I will drink it. By the way,
it's not bad. It's not bad.
I don't know how to put this. Like for $33, there are 1,000 different things I would rather drink than this. But if I show up to your house and all you have is Basil Hayden's, like, hey, do you want a whiskey? I got Basil Hayden's. I'm not going to be like, nah, man, you could keep that to yourself. Be like, yeah, pour me a glass.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't taste bad. It's not incredible. I wouldn't want to waste my money on it because, again, there's Elijah Craig.
Oh, yeah.
1,000 different things. I was
thinking Elijah Craig the entire time. I just didn't want to say it. Yeah.
That being
DC
said,
fanboy. Yeah. I think
it's a solid 2. I'll drink it for free.
Yeah. I'll drink it for free. I think for me, this is one that I probably wouldn't mind if I had it like with like a big cube, an ice sphere or whatever. Because I feel like it would, just change over time, and it would be one that like I wouldn't be upset about diluting.
I feel like I would struggle doing anything more than drinking this neat, though.
Mm.
On the other hand, for me, I feel like what is there, I would totally lose that if I were to like do anything with it. Like make a drink, you would lose it by making it into like a cocktail.
What if you just did like a rum and Coke type thing? But
The Coke would totally overshadow it.
Really?
100%. Because this is such a subtle whiskey. I mean, again, I'm used
maybe
to
you're not
drinking
mixing
more
right.
intense
You know what I mean?
things.
what is
my
that video?
ratios are off.
Let's do 3 ounces and it's like half the bottle. Yeah, I think that's the trick there. I don't know. For me,
whatever works for you, man.
Yeah. Wow, Sugar Kitty. How many times have you tried that? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, no, this solid 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's.
And just as a friendly reminder, let me blow this guy up. So 1 is never drink again. 2 is drink if it's free. 3, drink it at home. 4 is you drink it at a bar, so you know you're willing to pay a premium. And then 5 is
the
holler,
2. It's
holler
a 2 that where it's like don't buy it for me, but if you have it, I'll drink it type thing. Because I don't want to say I'd be upset, but if someone's like, say it's on my birthday and someone gets me a bottle of whiskey and then they give me a bottle of Basil Hayden's, I'll be like, cool.
Yeah. Now I know what to get you for your birthday.
But like if someone gives me a bottle of Elijah Craig, it's like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill this bottle.
Yeah.
Or Maker's Mark, Old Forester 100 proof, Wild Turkey 101. It's like, cool. I'm going to drink this.
Mm-hmm.
Maker's 46. Love that bottle. Balcones Lineage, if it still freaking exists, because it doesn't here in Arizona, apparently. You have no idea how bitter I am about that. Because I killed my bottle of Balcones Lineage thinking that I could just go out and replace it. I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, no.
I just have the one. They're like
single malt?
Yeah, they're single malt.
Yeah. I got the single malt for the subscription box.
Yeah, I love that, man. Oh yeah, Peter. Yeah, I mean, that's MGP though. That's not Jepson's. That's MGP. Like anyone can make MGP taste good. MGP is good to begin with.
Don't you just love those moments, Sugar Kitty, where you can relive a moment at will, whether it's good or bad? We all have those days.
A little bit of this in the glass.
Oh, I down mine, but I'm solid. Well, I know what's happening.
I'm gonna just spit seltzer water all over the computer. It's like the coughing comes up at like the worst possible moments.
It's all right. Well, yeah. I think it's probably very helpful that you're drinking something that's bubbly.
I like seltzer water, dude. All right, which one do you think we should go to? We got the darker. Oh yeah. By the way, I don't think we. What if I just dropped that? How pissed would you have been?
I really like that bottle. If the hands would have been swapped, I think I'd have been like,
okay, fair enough. All right. Yeah. So the two we're comparing, because the little like thumbnail was kind of small. The dark rye, as well as the Basil Hayden toast. Which I'll be honest, I do not like the branding on the normal Basil Haydens because I think it's too much. These are beautiful. Like they should do this to the Booker's bottles.
Yeah, I have. I don't know. I like the box, the Booker's box. I feel like they could probably change it up a little bit.
This branding in a box looks beautiful. Like there's something about that that's just classy.
Yeah, it looks nice. I really do like the cork. I think the cork's fun. It sounds nice and tight like a toiga.
Toy like a toiga. All right, I'm assuming these are more expensive. Which one do you want to go to?
Yeah,
toast or dark rye?
Let's finish on dark rye.
Finish?
Yeah, all right. We'll finish. Just because I'm a bigger fan of the toast, and I don't want to taint it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Because we're drinking Basil Hayden's. You haven't taken anything we've done on this channel as serious as drinking Basil Hayden's.
Yeah. We all have our moments. Okay. With that being said, I've been like really, really busy recently.
$60 bottle? Carry on.
Yeah. So I've been really, really busy recently with working working on a subscription box for some of my, some of my veteran buddies. And so we have like 16 different samples we're doing, 4 quarters. So, 4 samples each quarter, blah, 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 blah. And so I've just been like researching like crazy, buying bottles left and right. I think we spent like 1,300 some change on everything.
I killed 2 of those bottles the other day.
Yeah. Yep.
Those
and I
were
can
good.
go get you more of the samples. I should have poured some of mine in there because we did some pretty generous samples.
Oh.
As I was watching the video, I was like, I could have.
I'll just go over to your house for the shots box, and I'll just
Well, the DIY shots box. Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been doing tons of research, and so Steven got me as I am coming off of that. So I just threw a whole bunch of my research.
There's so much research on the
into this, and so I'm trying not to be like super. I don't want to be like boring people with information. So
that's fair. I need to get one of those smoker guns. Not like the ones where it's like you put the hat on it and you smoke it. Like I want to make one of those ones where it's a smoking chamber.
Oh.
And I want to turn my other Booker's box because I
have this.
Yeah. Well, I have a torch.
Yeah, and the torch, and then I got
cigars.
Oh,
I don't smoke cigars.
And then I have
the little hat. No, I want one where they have like little gun things where it's like you put the little chips in it and it like has like an electric fire and it pushes the smoke through a tube.
Tell me more.
And then you can fill a chamber. We'll talk offline.
We'll check it out.
But basically, I need to turn my other one into that. The only box I'm keeping is that little book because that little book chapter 7, I really, really like that bottle.
That made it. I forget what number it was.
Really high.
But,
I think it was 2 for me.
But even in the
3.
What is it?
It was high.
Whiskey Advocate magazine for 2023. I think it was easily in the top 10 whiskeys in 2023. So little book did very, very well.
It did really well for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I got that like cheap for a little book. I think I spent like $100 on that, which for a little book is pretty solid. Aiden, I think I agree. Like it's not bad. It's just not exciting. Like if I'm spending $35, because we'll just round up $35 on a bottle of whiskey, that is in territory where whiskey can start getting really fun and exciting. And it's just not fun and exciting. But if you are someone who's getting into whiskey, I think it's a really good stepping stone because it's your first, we'll call it quote unquote premium whiskey without.
For what?
Like just the standard Basil Hayden, $35. It's to you, it's premium whiskey because you're used to maybe buying like, $20, maybe Jack Daniels. Like it's a step above Jack Daniels, but it's also still approachable and easy.
I drink Elijah Craig any day.
No shit.
Over
but
this.
Like what I'm saying is like if you're someone who's turned off by the 94 proof.
Oh.
Because that's a huge step up from like say your baseline's Jack.
What Daniels. Is this guy again? I forget. What's the
Hayden?
No, Basil Hayden's what's the
33.
No, but I mean the proof on it. 80.
Yeah, like it's
yeah, that's fair.
Here's your toast, by the way.
Thanks. Okay. Now, before you come crashing down on it, I love anything that's toasted. It's just I don't know, like I'm a huge fan.
So what's the story with this one again? Because I know you said something about rice.
Yeah. So essentially, this is an 80 proof whiskey. It's like an entirely new mash bill for Basil Hayden. And what they do is they replace the traditional rye grain with brown rice. So this gives it more of like a sweeter type of a flavor profile. And it also like increases the overall like depth of the flavor when they also add in this secondary aging from the toasted barrel.
So they changed up the mash bill and they toasted it.
Yeah. Yep.
So instead of rye,
from a secondary
toasted
aging.
brown rice, or just brown.
I think it's just brown rice. And
rice is weird, man.
And I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I don't know when this came out, right? And so I don't know if Suntory and
Beam Suntory. This is
if
within
it
the
was
last few
influenced,
years.
You know what I mean? Like they could have influenced from a rice perspective.
Maybe.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, this is definitely, since this is a new, I don't know why I put new in quotations. It's definitely been new. It's been around since I've had the YouTube
I really
channel.
like this.
So it's been within the last 3 years.
I couldn't even wait. I couldn't just do the nose. I'm sorry. Like, I have a problem waiting.
Oh, we're about to have an anniversary for the YouTube channel. Now that I think about it, it's a whole nother year. 3-year anniversary. I think. Yeah, 2021 to 2022, 22 to 24. Yeah, so
like
March.
A toddler. Yeah.
March 2021. 3 years doing the YouTube channel.
It's cool. What's the big plan? We'll figure out something. Okay.
I don't know. That's also subsequently when the YouTube channel is probably going to downgrade to 1 video a week and the live stream, because that's when I'm going to start school again. And I almost promise you there's no way I'm going to college and making 2 YouTube videos a week while doing a live stream.
Yeah, so for the subscription box, what I did was, we have a 750 milliliter bottle and divided up against 6 people. So we each got essentially like a little over two doubles. So it's not a bad
how much does this bottle cost? Sorry, I think
it's around 60 bucks. Yeah. It's definitely not like Elijah Craig toasted. Like, it's not, which is 65.
Which to me is a slap in the face compared to 1910. Old Forester 1910.
I don't know if I've had 1910.
Bends your Elijah Craig toasted over a barrel. No pun intended.
I don't think I've ever had 1910.
Well, you will before you leave this house today. But this isn't a bad flavor.
Just not for 60 bucks.
You are high. That's double what I would pay for this. I would pay like 30 bucks for this.
I mean, I paid 60 bucks for it, and I will buy another bottle of this again, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm a 3.
Aiden says, I take an Evan Williams instead every time. I'm a 2.
Of the toast?
Yeah, I'm a 2. They're, again, $60. We'll even downgrade it. $45. There are so many bottles I would rather spend
true.
$60 on that are in the $45 range than this bottle.
I think that's fair. I think for me, it's more about having variety as well, right? So like, I definitely
isn't really exciting to me.
So like, if I go hop on and if I play COD with the guys, like, this is something that I don't mind sipping on. Like, yes, there's other things that I could like drink that I would enjoy, but I don't hate this bottle. And it's nice to have something to like change up my my routine. So I don't know, like, I'm a 3, but it's not my favorite.
1.5 on this one, dog.
Well, good thing I buy it and bring it over.
No, I'm really not excited with this.
Well, I guess we're kind of in a downward slope because I like toast better than I do dark rye.
Okay. Because this one's it's sweet. It's sweet, it's approachable, but there's nothing exciting about it. It's very vanilla-y, caramel. There's no spice or didn't hear the dog. Yeah. Well, you know what you get. I don't like the toast at all. So
was it Aiden that said they liked the dark rye? I can't remember.
Oh, Aiden 100% would never say he likes any Basil Haydens, I would assume.
Someone said it. Anyways, we're about to go get into the dark rye, so we'll see how it goes.
I think Aiden would rather chop his left testicle off than...
Aiden's hardcore. Aiden, we can hang out anytime, brother. Sounds good to me.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
It's almost the weekend. I'm ready. Let's go.
That is one thing I will say. Like, they've done a great job with the brand.
Yeah, the band on it, like that's cool.
It is way overpriced, in my opinion, but at least they know who they're marketing these to. By the way, love the color on this one.
Yeah, it's cool. So this one's interesting. This has
this is straight rye whiskey blended with Canadian rye and port.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's why
the dark rye. Yeah, it's a combination of 3 distinct flavors that are blended together. So it's their Kentucky rye, which is the overall foundation. So this makes up the majority of the spirit.
Which Beam rye, pretty freaking great. Not gonna lie, I love myself some knob rye.
Then maybe this is gonna come through for you. I don't know. We'll see.
It's also
yeah, and then as you said, they have Canadian rye from their award-winning Alberta distillery, which I don't know exactly what that means.
Alberta is Canada.
Alberta. Well, yeah. Well, yeah, Canadian rye. But I don't know what
award-winning. Alberta
you know
is
like
Alberta distillery. They're like
they're crushing souls.
They're like the one of the better
all right.
Canadian.
And then it says a touch of port.
I wonder how much a touch is.
I don't know.
Yeah, Evan Williams, 1783.
Yeah.
Love myself some of that.
It's very, very sweet. But I mean, that's the port coming through.
Yeah, that port
you
is
can really tell,
present.
Which is probably why it's just a touch.
It's a little bit too much of a touch, if we're being honest.
Yeah, and so that's one of my...
That's a lot of port.
Without even tasting it, this is one of my bigger complaints with this one is I think it's just like very syrupy. If I was to make an old-fashioned with this... sorry, I do not like Manhattans. So if I was to make an old-fashioned with this, I think that this would probably be a good one. However... oh yeah, let me post.
That's a bit too much port. It's too dry.
However, for $50,
this is $50.
Yeah, I don't think that it's really the right thing for me to use as a mixer, if you will. And so I just posted, and I'm not sure why it's not coming up.
Oh, it takes there's a lag between what happens in YouTube and what we see here. So yeah, so if we look here, actually, I don't know what's going on because it should be here. I don't think you posted it, Chief.
All right, we'll go again. Again.
There we go.
Now we're winning.
Yeah, there's like a delay, but it's only like a 3-second delay.
Super, super sweet. Yeah. It just tastes very syrupy.
It's too
I don't know.
Port forward. Like you can definitely tell that this isn't port finished. It's port infused or however you want to call that. Because it has that drying aspect, that tannicky, drying red wine influence type thing, which when I'm going into a whiskey is a very weird influence to be going into. Like when I go into red wine, I know I'm going to receive this kind of flavor. So it's just, this is different. But I'm not going to lie, this one's my favorite.
Out of all of them? Mm-hmm. I think I like the toast the best.
Oh, you don't say. You haven't mentioned it like 9 times since we've been on this live stream.
I don't know. I feel like I should mention one more time. I really like the toast over these other ones.
Aiden, I would never say I'm a fan of dark rye. The disrespect. Oh God. Yeah, this one's my favorite. I still $50. Like I would love to have this on my shelf for like $35 or something like that, just so I could like have something different. And I know it's only $15 and that's maybe nitpicky because I do think I appreciate what they did here because it's a weird blend. They even blended wine into it. So can they even call this a whiskey? What is this legally called as? Kentucky straight rye whiskey. Oh, if it's into that other category of distilled spirits, then that tracks. So it's a laundry run-on list of what it is. But like it's just different.
Yeah.
And I like that about it. The flavor I don't particularly like so much, even though I do really love red wine finished stuff. The way the finish or that like flavor comes through, it very much so tastes like it was just added to it rather than finished into it. Because when it's finished, it really imparts the flavor in a different manner.
Yeah, I don't think
Whereas
this
one's it's since it's not finished, it's just added to it. Like it's present and it's there, but it's not really well put together.
I like his last comment. I'd rather just put some port in a better rye.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, 100%. I think I agree.
Yeah.
I think I've been a 2 on everything or like a 1.8 because I was really close to a 1.8 with Toasted after I found out it was $60. This one, I'm kind of like a 2.5. Like I kind of want to buy it just to have something very different on my shelf. But also I'm with Aiden. I'd rather just take a bottle of port that I bought for like $15 and a $35 rye, blend those bitches together.
Let me know. I'm ready to come over and we can give it a shot.
I do, like, honestly, outside of whiskey, my go-tos, stouts or red wine.
Oh, yeah. Really I like red wine. Yeah.
Like, I don't like it enough because that's my biggest issue with wine. Like, I need someone in my life who, if I open up a bottle of red wine and have a glass, they're going to finish the rest of the bottle for me because I don't like red wine that much especially when I'm home. I'd rather just drink my whiskey and stuff. But like, I like red wine a little bit, but if you buy a bottle, you have to finish it.
That was my Tuesday night this week. I had one glass and my wife had the rest. Yeah. So it was just like super easy. But yeah, she was like, well, okay. So I sat down, knocked back the glass of wine that she poured for me while I was trying to find a movie, and
knocked it back.
Dude, I
sent it hard.
Dude, I sent it hard. And then she was like, "Did you finish that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she was like, "I haven't even started on mine." And I was like, "Well, one of us is a newbie."
Slowpoke.
Yeah. I was like, and then I was like, why don't you drink the rest of the wine at your leisure tonight or another night or whatever, and I'll just work on my whiskey. She's like, "That's a great point." And so, yeah. So I gotta enjoy that. The one solid glass.
It's not a very good port either, or at least it doesn't taste like a good port.
I've only had port like nothing finished. Just
port's
port.
A dessert wine, and so usually it's really sweet and luxurious. This is dry. It gives me, not to get like in the pocket or anything, but it gives me like cab vibes or something like that, like a dry red wine. Because it's dry and tangy.
It's very sweet up front.
Yeah.
But then on the back end, it's super dry.
But I think the sweetness is, or I guess it's a rye whiskey. So yeah, maybe the sweetness is the wine.
I hear you on the Still Austin. You're right.
One Basil.
Oh, I thought you were laughing and coughing.
Yeah, okay. Kind of. Yeah. Dude, I would literally spend $60 on half a bottle of Still Austin Cask Strength before I would buy one full bottle of Basil Hayden Toast.
Still Austin Rye Cask Strength was also listed as one of the better whiskeys in 2023.
I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. I know they've came out with a rye, but I didn't know that they were releasing a Cask Strength rye.
I tried to find it. I couldn't find it. Yeah.
It'll probably...
I haven't gone
just released.
I haven't gone hunting, but I couldn't find it when I looked for about like a month and a half. So
very much so in the phase of whiskey. And I feel like I get like this the start of every year. I'm like, I don't care about hunting. I don't care about getting new whiskey. And then at some point towards the end of the year, I'm like, I care because I want to get all those limited edition bottles. But like,
So I'm a member on a couple different sites. And for me, like, I haven't really been
carry on. As you were.
Buying a whole lot from some of these sites now, even though I have in the past, simply because like I'm content with my current collection. Things are good. But overall, like I still subscribe to them because I feel like, you know, I learn a lot. Like, so I went back, I rewatched the live stream from last week. And what I saw was, you know, y'all were talking about the Travelers.
Yeah, that new
Buffalo Trace Travelers.
Buffalo Trace one.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I literally just got done watching a video on this, and I've also done some research on my own. I was like, I wish I was there.
Yeah. You might love this, or hate this. One of the comments we had on our, because no one ever comments on live streams because there's not a lot of people rewatch live streams. You're either there when it's happening or you don't pay attention to it. One of the only comments we've had on the live stream since you showed up is, geez, these guys need to do their research before they show up on camera. And I took offense to that a little bit because I was like, first of all, you clearly don't know how this channel works, because that never happens. Even before Jordan was here, it's not going to happen. I was like, if anything, it's getting better.
Yeah.
But also, like,
well,
stop taking yourself serious.
So for me, what I really do enjoy, one is, I think from a live stream perspective, you like it provides.
Actually, I forgot we're drinking other things after this.
It provides an opportunity for us to engage with others, and so I think it's great to have those discussions. Also, I did a bunch of research before tonight, and I have a bunch of different notes. If you guys really want me to give you a historical lesson on on Jim Beam, that's fine. You can sit there, and I will just read off my entire list. But I think
people just want to watch us get drunk on camera and talk shit.
Yeah.
By the way, put this in your mouth.
Okay.
This here, I don't even want to guesstimate. We are literally going to go on Total Wine's website right now because everything seems to freaking change nowadays. But
I do love research. And so that's Steven's really busy with tons of different things. And so I've been trying to build out different decks for him to reference with a note section and that type of a thing. So that's something that we're working on. And also, if y'all have any feedback or any suggestions for future live streams or just videos in general,
or please, anything you guys want us to do,
please just go ahead and post a comment, or just reach out to Steven via all those different email or
okay, $65.
This,
Jesus Christ, how is this already $66?
Okay, this smells better than the toast. Okay, yeah.
This is the best. Wow, the best toasted product that's readily available.
I love EC though.
No, this is better. I did a video. Remember when I borrowed your Elijah Craig toasted? I did a video.
Oh. Also, Ryder's Cup was one of the better ones.
Ryder's Cup is trash.
Dude, I was
listen,
I don't think so. When they listed it inside the Whiskey Advocate magazine, I was like,
Ryder's Cup, trash. It's not trash. It's just, it's not $100.
It's not worth $100. 100%. When the toasted is worth
$65, which there's a reason I don't own a toasted, because I would rather buy a 1910.
I don't know if I've had a 1910. I don't know.
Well, you're having it literally
right now. Today's the day, people. Do you have a toasted here?
Elijah Craig? No.
Yeah.
I mean, you could bring one over and leave it here. You have 20 of them.
That's a good idea. Maybe not 20, maybe 9.
You do have an excessive amount of toasted.
I love toasted. I almost bought 2 more when I was at the store the other day. I was like, no, Steven will give me crap for it.
Buy one of these. These are really good.
Right.
This is my favorite of the Old Forester Whiskey Row series. I'm a huge fan of that.
I really I'm digging the nose, digging the palate, out of everything that we've had tonight.
Oh, well, we've been drinking trash
tonight. Okay. I mean, it was still fun. It was fun.
It was a fun live stream.
Yeah.
And honestly,
I had a good time.
I like the dark rye more than I thought I would. Going into it, I knew nothing about that bottle,
Mhm.
but that one was close to. I want to buy it just for the simple fact of I want it on my shelf.
It's more unique than a lot of
It's
other
unique.
whiskeys. Like, you know, it has a different.
It's very different.
Different offering, yeah. And you know, honestly, if y'all have any like specific examples of bottles that you know you're like, hey, you know, I'm a 3 on this, as in I would buy it at this price point. And a big factor is that it's more unique. Please let us know what that is, because I'd love to go check them out, whether it's at a bar or, you know, it's you know, just us going and hunting down these bottles. I'd love to check it out. So yeah, if you guys can just, you know, comment any fun bottles, or maybe send us a sample. Love to you know, share some feedback here with you know,
or
others.
if you just want to comment nonsense, comment, because that helps the algorithm. And by the way, Aiden, 100% get you. Like, I've outside of the YouTube channel, because I do spend the YouTube channel's budget, especially towards the end of the year, entirely on buying limited edition stuff if I'm able to, because, well, that creates content for the YouTube channel. But really outside of that, yeah.
Aiden's logic. Thank you, Aiden.
Also,
same.
this is an off-camera conversation, but there's a reason why, like, Aiden's thought process of things, I 100% agree with. But this is an or behind the
scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
The paywall.
Look, dude, join the Patreon. I'm just kidding. Honestly, save your freaking money. Even though I could love your money, I don't have the energy to build the Patreon to a place that I want it to. I mean, current winter, because I'm dumb.
That's okay. What I mean. Like, I really like Adrian.
Adrian?
Oh, Adrian. Oh, Aiden. Sorry, Aiden. Aiden. Sorry, Aiden. I'm the worst.
By the way, 1910, the best bottle we've had all day.
Mm-hmm. Although, wait for my old fashioned.
I mean,
I'm pretty excited.
I'm to be.
You know, I looked. So later tonight, I'm gonna make. So his family's making a really awesome dinner. So yeah, I showed up with pizza. I showed up with pizza. I feel like a jerk.
No.
But I was like, I really need something in my belly.
We're being told to wrap it up.
Okay.
We got 8 minutes.
Yeah, we got 8 minutes.
She can get off her high horse. We told her an hour. Carry
on. And so, you know, I showed up with pizza, and it was delicious. It was amazing. It hit the spot. I needed it.
It was needed. I was hungry.
But yeah, I felt totally rude showing up when they were like, "Oh, we're making dinner," and I was like, So, yeah. So it was a little rough, but yeah, there was a little judgment, and then they ate some pizza, and I was like, okay, we're cool again. So, also, I feel like this was discussed a couple of weeks ago, and I was here with Steven. You know, there was. Oh no! Wait, it was the live stream last week. What were you reviewing last week?
The ones you gave me, the old elk weeded one,
it wasn't
and
that.
Then the Blue Run.
Then what did you review recently? I feel like you reviewed a bottle very, very recently, and your comment was, I feel like they don't need to try to target a lower audience. Like Jim Beam has it covered as far as like the lower like whiskey.
Oh yeah, no, that was last week because we were talking about the Buffalo Trace in the Benchmark series.
Yes,
I think the Benchmark series is a total freaking waste of space. Which, speaking of, this kind of gets into Aiden's point as well. Like, Aiden, your opinions are great because they're authentic and they're you. And honestly, I do really respect your opinions because your opinions make a lot of sense to me. So maybe that's just speaking of where I'm at, but like Benchmark is a waste of space. Mm-hmm. Buffalo Trace needs to spend their time investing on making the stuff that they already have that they're selling out of, like it's going out of style, available. Once you can buy Buffalo Trace, Stag, like all that stuff, maybe not their BTAC series, but like I want to see Weller.
Oh yeah.
I want to see Buffalo Trace. Yeah. I want to see some
Blantons.
Yeah, Blantons. Like, I mean,
I
don't know if I would buy it, but like,
I would.
If you can't find that stuff on the shelves, don't be releasing shitty whiskey. Like
100%.
just, oh man, I just don't get it. I don't get why they want to be in every single store like that.
Yeah, and I totally agree. So I lived up, like I moved all across the Midwest, like all across Midwest, Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota. And then I moved down here to Arizona, and Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, could not really find Buffalo Trace. Not quite sure why. Maybe it's a maybe it's a Midwest distributor thing. I don't know. But then I come down here and I can find Buffalo Trace literally at CVS, Walgreens, like, and anywhere. It doesn't matter. And so
it's findable.
All my buddies are like, dude, could you send me a bottle? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's very frustrating that it's sold out all across, the Midwest when I lived there, at least. And so yeah, I think that was a great point that I really like resonated with was, it's super frustrating when, this bottle's never readily available in certain parts of the country, yet they're producing lower end whiskey. Mm-hmm. Like, I understand that there's an audience for it, but at the same time, you have a higher priced whiskey that's, like crushing it. And it's not much of a higher step
it's
either.
Not higher,
it's
not
like
too much of a higher price.
Maybe like less than $10.
Yeah.
10. Yeah, I would say right around $10.
Your glass cost, cork cost, because it's higher quality glass, higher quality corks, because it's actually a cork instead of a little
screw top,
vinyl crappy tin screw top. But outside of that, which to them, because they would buy everything in such bulk cases, it wouldn't freaking matter to them.
Whoa.
I don't know. So I'm going to say a statement, which is a video idea that I'm currently actively working on, but there is something very broken with the whiskey industry right now. And I don't know if it's producers or us as consumers, but there's something that's just not great going on with the whiskey industry right now, and I do not love it.
So 2 quick thoughts. One, if I could walk over to your fridge or even heck your tap and open up the water line, fill up a jar and sell it for $100, I would. Like, why wouldn't you? Right. The second thing is
to open up my tap. You just gotta like turn on the faucet. You don't have to like, I don't know. When you said open up your tap, I envisioned you like cutting the line and just like draining it. And I was like, that seems very destructive.
No.
Carry on.
Although I could fix it.
Same.
but what the second thought that I had was that it's gone. It's gone. I lost my second thought. Wait, what were we talking about?
If you could open up a tap.
No. $260.
$100 you would.
Oh, yeah. So I read a lot of articles. I mean, too many articles.
Studied.
Yeah. So I love research. And so, I see Aiden, not Adrian's. I see Aiden's comments.
I feel like
comment
Aiden's
here.
Name moving forward is Adrian.
No. I won't do that I will not do that to Aiden. So yeah, I see, this whole, I spent $260 on this $30 bottle, everything's getting out of hand. Yes. Like it's wild out there. Right. And so I think for me, it's just going back to what I love, sticking with, different bottles that, I think are really, really solid, like this Basil Hayden toast. I'm just kidding. Trash. But I mean, like, honestly,
gold.
Honestly, it's solid. But I think a lot of it is just sticking to, what we love. I think it's great that there are these, different YouTube channels out there. Cause of course I watch Steven. I also watch a couple of others. But
everyone has their own perspectives.
But I really do value opinions. You know what I mean? Because instead of me going out and spending $260 on a $30 bottle, like that Traveler's bottle, the Buffalo Trace Traveler's bottle, like people are saying that they're buying it for $140, $160. And so for me, like that's outrageous.
Yeah.
And so and then they tasted it and they said, I wouldn't pay more than $40 max. That already told me if I find it at a secondary market, not to pay the upcharge. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I think it's great that everyone's here that we're able to have an open discussion. You know, like I really value the opportunity to just, I guess, view other channels because of that fact. Like, you know, we all work hard, and, you know, money is not falling, you know, out of our pockets, so to speak. So, I mean, if you're one of those lucky individuals, like, God bless you. But you know, it's great to just be able to you know, look at each other's ideas and be able to prosper from them. So
yeah, the Travelers is.
I really want to try it, but after I watch that other channel, I'm not going to spend more than $30-$40.
Speaking of, though, what I also just said, because the last thing I said was also kind of negative. The most amazing thing I've also experienced from you guys, because you guys have sent us me and Alec in the past when we first started the channel. I have been fortunate to try, because this channel is very much so built off of my own piggy bank, and it's what I've been able to buy. And now that Jordan's here, it's things that I've bought and Jordan's bought, which is great because that's
share the load,
the opportunity to purchase some bottles that I normally wouldn't have, as well as try some bottles I normally wouldn't have been able to purchase.
Like Basil Hayden.
Yeah. I never would have. No, but for example, going back into this, even though I'm like, yeah, these weren't great, I never would buy Basil Hayden Toast or Basil Hayden Dark Rye.
Mm-hmm.
And I never would have experienced those. Now I have an experience of it. So it's like, some of the greatest things I've experienced and some of the worst things I've also experienced have been from things that people have sent in, bottles that people have shared and stuff. So like, it's super appreciative of the community here, and it's freaking awesome getting to experience so many things. I don't know why I got sentimental there, but
I love it. I think it's important.
Carry on.
Yeah.
All right. We need to wrap this up because we do have really, really good food to go eat.
We're going to get fat and happy, yeah?
Hell yeah. But it's a wrap for today's video. Overall, Jordan's opinion doesn't matter. Basil Hayden's is trash. Buy 1910 because it freaking slaps.
I'm not arguing.
Thank you guys so much for coming in, hanging out. We will see you guys next week doing probably some samples. We got some samples in recently. Like a ridiculous amount of them, so we'll probably be getting into those again or something else. I don't know. Read the thumbnail. We'll freaking see you guys later. Cheers, y'all.
Thank you, Bryce.
We'll see you guys later.
Bye.